Lyricism isn't a game to me. Go catch a free ride hanging from some angel's feet. Purgatory have you floating in some tangled sheets. Hands held to the heavens, call it halo reach. And broke cats can get it too, a halo's cheap. I ain't a killer.
Yo, what up? Super nice, Mike Masters, second round of the playoffs. Please follow us on Twitter at MikeMasters801. Subscribe to the YouTube. There's a little button up in this motherfucker. YouTube.com/MikeMasters801. I still have my co-host with me.
Two Guns, Village, Westville, free my nigga Cuzlo. Hey, holla, follow me on Twitter, Lefty2Guns WVC if you trying to cop the Majors gear. Shout out to my nigga Sick Burner bitch, let the sick burn your bitch.
So, like, where we at real quick? Big ups to Elm Productions, Positive SOC, The Project, BattleFix.com, all that shit. Rapper to my right, please introduce yourself.
What's up, B-Side? You know what it is. Boombox Music, Greenlight Records, Rose Park. You know how we get it in. PIs till we DIE.
Let's go. Rapper to my left, introduce yourself.
You know what's up? Darth Hemis, properly pumped from Productions. I don't know which camera I'm looking at. Peace out. Yeah.
Peace out.
Do this. Let's fucking do it. I'm high.
Okay, B, call in the air. 60 seconds on Hemis.
Yo, look, B-Side. I know you like the yapping stuff about how when you were young you would scrap a bunch and let the hammers bust. Well, that must have meant you skipped a lot of school because your fucking grammar sucks. Mike Masters would never let me slip up that much. I guess when you're from the burbs you can't use street credit as a crutch. So forget you, mister, I got a lot of features like a rock creature. Stop acting like hip-hop's teacher. What you even rapping for? Don't they need you back in New York? Aren't you the thing for the Fantastic Four? No, well you look just like him after he transformed. See, I never claimed to bang or banged a ratchet, but I slanged a lot of chronic and I owned a Cadillac, bitch. But that left me broken in jail, total fail. You know about that, right? Don't try to tell me I'm not about that life. I grab mics like fiends grab a crack pipe. And I just want to beat B-Side so bad that he thinks about it at night. Waking up in cold sweat. Have I mentioned that you're old yet? And your name only started getting mentioned in like 010, but you want to act like an old vet? Well, I'm not quite sold yet. So go ahead, talk about how you used to let the toe spark and all the other rugged shit that happened in Rose Park. Then act all retrospective about it like you're so smart. But fuck you, talk to me when you can stop stammering through your verses, you fat old fart.
Hemis, you've been rapping for how many years now? Constantly complaining how you getting slept on, but you ain't the one we can depend on. You've been letting all of your peers down. Now Synchro, he set you up in state for your first out-of-state opponent, and you still couldn't pull it through. You had a hometown crowd in a state full of Christians, and you still got bodied by a Jew. Then you begged for your video to drop, got less than 500 views. Hemis, if you was ever honest with your conscience, you know this written battle life ain't you. Now you want to fuck with a big dog. Like I'm that opponent that you finally deserve. You know my name and legacy on these streets is secure because I'm known for throwing that heat. That's how I stay ahead of the curve. We from two different elements. That's right, I'm from the park, you from the burbs. You use words to fight all your battles. It's only in rap battles that I fight with words. See, B-Side is more like a chemist. The way I take Hemis and break him into elements. I take the first two letters of his name, H-E, that's an element better known as helium. Cause he gassing himself up and Miss Gothica looking at his mama cause the only one feeling it. Then I take M-I-S, now fuck it, his name is irrelevant cause he miscalculated the weather, now he can't stand my rain. See, Hemis is more like Missy Elliott. Time.
Give it up!
Second round on Hemis. Hold up.
Yo. Oh, man. Yo. Check it out, look. I'm glad there's 3 rounds, because I ain't fucking done yet. How you supposed to be a thug when you look like a Muppet? Word, I ain't even playing, sir. I seriously think you look like the Cookie Monster if he shaved his fur. And yo, it might be messed up to mention this, but I got a question, bitch. Why do all Polynesians get quiet at the end of their sentences? You may think it makes you sound profound and more menacing, but it's really just hard for the crowd when we're listening. That's why when you rap, I tend to tune out and stop listening. BSide's a stand-up guy, but he's not that interested. Just another old fool waxing about the old school, but you should know, Oos, against me that'll blow up in your face. Leave you with that gas face like third base. And fuck a gun bar, you can't beat me, boy. I got a license to ill like the Beastie Boys. And it might be on some white boy shit, but I'm beastly, boy. So believe me, boy. I don't care if your hands and your claim to fame. I'ma embarrass you so bad you have nightmares like Dane to Dane. And truthfully, if you a true OG, you need to run a check, bro, cause I'll hit you with that death blow like Cool Mo D. Fuck around and have your next album called The No Heartbeats. Time.
Second round on B-side.
See, I hate the man that I am when I get into this battle mode because of the shit that I done for that piece of pie, that cream, that American Alamo. See, Polly's killing Polly's for respect. The streets turn us into cannibals. That's why I carry the hood on my shoulders. I got that strength in my clavicles. So when they told me I was battling you, I really treated this as casual because the way he gets whoop-de-woo on that motherfucking camel toe. See, I get confused when rappers start talking about egos and they quick to flip the script because a bitch willing to spread ego. See, you fucked up. You fell in love with the pussy before you both became amigos. Now you call that pussy precious. You's a motherfucking Smeagol. See, Mr. Captain, say the pussy on a journey like it's the Lord of the Rings. You spend all your loot to get your bitch high, now she pulling your strings, you's a puppy. Rules of the game, number one, no matter how bomb the pussy is, you never tell her you love it. Number two is, if you ever get a front, never turn around and refront it. Number three, trust in your defense, if it's fourth along, you punt it. Number four, pussy is an item that should never be on the budget. Hemis, we get it. You pussy whipped over Monica, cause she the person, only bitch to blow your Monica and Monica. Now Percy, I don't know her, but give a fuck if it bothers you. Word on the streets, her lips cover more heads than kippers during Hanukkah.
Time.
Firing shots.
Third round with Hemis.
Hold on, look, I might be an atheist, but I'm not atheist. Let's get that clear for everyone online. I'm not fucking atheist. So I'm sorry, but you are not gonna take this shit simply because when I'm saying shit, people think it's annoying as fuck. B-side so fat to wipe his ass he needs a toilet brush, but you couldn't win against me if your hands were a royal flush, because when your boy's in the clutch, I'm something you can't hit like a poisonous Dutch. So I don't care if you run with a squad of super soldiers. When I roll through stoned on some gooey doja, Neutrino drop bombs like a supernova, leaving you half retarded, rocking helmets, now you look like Super Grover. But no, if you really want to see a googly-eyed monster, just go home and Google Bobby B's mama. It'll be the worst thing you've ever seen since, well, there's really nothing worse than Bobby B's mom. That's why you need to know, just because you're big and ugly doesn't mean you can sun me. I'm not just funny. I've been doing this for years. Don't act like you're the only one. Just like if you thought this would be easy, I'm not the only one that's stony, son. That's a broke dude's style and a bunch of baloney, son. I'ma do you like Vader did the Obi-Wan and beat you like I owe you one. Just because I'm not gangster doesn't mean that I'm the phony one. So until I see side B, B-side me holding the gun, blow me, son. Because like every other old man, you just making stories up.
They say there's a lot of anticipation for this matchup. I don't see why. How does a Pinto match up to a Mack truck? You see the way I get down, I'm ready to scrap or strap up because there's an epidemic online of local rappers trying to act tough. But don't worry, Hemis. Ain't no physical altercation. It ain't hard to see you pussy from minimal observation. And I can tell by all the subliminal shots that you taking when the beef pops off, you shrivel up like a raisin. Now, on another subject, how you claim 3P when you got clowned by Suspect when Suspect said the way you rep 3P is suspect? See, where I come from, we call that a nut chicken. If they want to take that to the street, you be the first to put a muskie. Now, Grizzly Beast, that's my homie. But he should have told you when I mean it to win it. You a puppet for that pussy. You a puppy fucking with a big dog. Hemis, you should know your limits. See, I purposely called you a puppet and a puppy because they both got 3 P's in it. I give you bar after bar after bar, call it that Bobby because there's 3 B's in it. See, I jumped in the game with 2 feet, still kept my pivot. So if they try to triple P me, I fade away for the digits. Next trip down, I fake the fadeaway. See, Hemis don't get it. I talk about shit I really do. He can't comprehend. He ain't lived it. Quit it, Hemis. You already knew from the gate you overextended yourself like an armbar. Now it's time to submit. I raised my son on hip hop. They say as a father I'm unfit, but I ain't never send a youngin' to do the dirt that I ain't willing to commit. Time.
Give it up!
Mike Booth, LAB represent Mike Masters playoffs. We had BSide and Hemis. Wow, that was probably like the best battle that I've seen at these events. I'd like to go tie like some soccer shit, dude. This is like, you know, Man U versus Man City and it ends in a draw. I'm gonna give it to Hemis, just on the simple fact that I gotta give it to somebody, so I'm gonna give it to Hemis. So there you go.
Young Rip, Westville, Village, and how we do it. Mike Masters, second round. B-side Hemis. First round, Hemis did really good. It really came at him. B-side kind of slipped up, but his bars were just way better. Give him that. Second round, Hemis comes back at him. It's a battle. B-side does exactly the same thing, and the same thing in the third. That's how I feel. He really had bars and he's really coming with it, but there are times it's like 15 seconds, I mean, of him just rapping, then the punchline comes. B-side was just telling him. And I think B-side won all 3 rounds. B-side.
Claudio, Elm Productions, best fam all day. B-side versus Hemis. Super hard to judge. I thought that B-side just came in like, you know, stabbed the knife a little deeper. Came at it more personal. And yeah, they both came really hard. Shout out to Hemis, but I gotta give it out to B-side.
Yo, Dominique De Negro Damas. That battle was intense. It was one of those battles where both the battlers had content and they both had delivery. You know, I think that B-side on his first round didn't deliver as well as Hemis did, but at the same time his content was still there. And for me personally, I think that it's a neck and neck kind of thing, and with the stakes being so high in this, I would say personally overtime, but I don't know if that's even an option. But if I had to give it to someone absolute, I would probably say Hemis. But it's such a hard battle for me to decide. I'm gonna have to say Hemis. I might look back on it later like I'm not sure, but it was such a good battle, and I think that both the battlers brought it really hard. You know what I'm saying? They brought it so hard, but I think that the content on B-side's first round was better than Hemis's. I think that with his whole elements breakdown and of Hemis's name, I thought that was really tight. In the second round, I thought that Hemis came pretty hard. And on the third round, I think that Hemis came a little bit harder, only because his delivery was consistent the entire time.
Ready, Carpel. Big ups to Mike Masters, Nate Synchronize, and Mr. Benny Records, you know what I'm saying? The whole crew. All right, this was definitely the toughest battle of the night to judge. For sure. Hemis had tighter flow and some nice snaps. And B-side had some crushing, heavy, cold boulders off the shoulder snaps, you know what I mean? I think everyone felt them in their gut. And even though Hemis took a round, I think that B-side took 2 rounds, and I'm going to give it to B-side.
Word up, you know what I mean? I'm just checking.
44
Yo, Synchronize Mike Masters. Check us out, subscribe to the YouTube page. There's a little button up here. YouTube.com/Mike Masters 801. Seriously crazy motherfucking battle between Hemis and B-side, a classic that will fucking make views pop. Motherfuckers is cracking. 801 Salt Lake City. Bitch! Just kidding. Synchronize Mike Masters, second round. Amazing battle. Not really much more to really be said about it. Definitely battle of the night following fucking what was before battle of the night. There had to be a decision though. It was not unanimous at all. Split decision.
Split decision, 3-2, B-side wins.